Again, welcome to my channel. There's some neat thing powerful that hen's son. A single hug, not just any hug. The kin that lingers for half a second longer. It should that makes her breath hedge her mind. But it later that night in her body. Remember it days after it's over? The kind of hug that doesn't just touch your skin, but leaves an impression her. So you see, most men hug without thee. They rush it. They pull away too soon, or worse, they hug like a lifeless, forgettable and weak, but a high-value man. A man who understands from all psychology knows the hug is not just a moment of contact due its message a subtle whisper of confidence. Off strength of grounded masculine presency, properly delivered, hug says, I see, we feel you, and I didn't need to say. A word to make you feel safe in my energy even if she's taken. Even if she's scarred, even if she doesn't say a thing, you can still leave a deep mark. A silent storm in her emotional memory. Because women don't remember everything you say. But they never forget how you made them feel, especially during moments of physical helplessness, especially during a hug. Now, here's the problem. Most men waste this opportunity. They go in limp or two, aggressive or just robotic. The moment pauses and nothing changes. But when you use this subtle trick, this hugzocrit I'm about to show you, she will feel something. She wasn't expecting Arish of comfort mystery. Intraguiactives, a part of her nervous system that starts associating you with safety, arousal, and curiosity all at once. May not know why, but she'll start thinking about you randomly, missing that feeling, craving that moment again. This works on women who already like. It works even better on women who are about you. And it especially works on women who are taken, but secretly looking for something deeper, something real. No, let's be clear. Is not manipulation. This is presence. It's awareness. It's how he does your masculine stillness to activate your feminine longing. You're not doing anything overt. You're not crossing boundaries. You're simply showing her a version of masculinity she forgets. Sisted. That is how you stay on Herman. Let's break down the fall strategy in the next section. There are a few moments in life when words become completely irrelevant. When time slows, when her breath softens, when the world gets quiet for a second. And all she can feel is you, not your voice, not your compliments. It's not even your touch in the obvious sense, but your presence on Donna, the most underrated places where it presence can silently flood her systems in a hug. Not a sexual moment, not a pickup line, not a clever joke or witty text, just a hug, but not just any. The kind of hug that gets stored in her subconscious like a scent she can't forget. The kind that disrupts her emotional rhythm. The kind that Makasha asked herself questions she didn't want to ask. Why did that feel so different? Why did I feel safe and seen and just a little bit turned on? Why am I thinking about that hug when I should be focused on someone else? And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most men will never know how to give that kind of hug because most men hug the way they shake hands with politeness, not power. They didn't understand what's happening then at the service. They don't understand the energetic exchange that depends in that brief moment. And miss the golden opportunity to create slant emotional ripple. The moment that tacho's inside her long after the embrace hands. Let's be brutally honest here, low-taf guys think that. Tom make a woman think about them, they need to be flash if they need. To impress her with money, status, muscles, or game. But women are far more complex and far more subtle than thought. They don't have pension. They crave connection. That connection and distance come from talking. It doesn't come from trying. Doesn't even come from touching the right places. It comes from how chef feels in your presence, especially in quiet, intimate seconds where your buddies are close, your hearts are beating near each other, and there's no noise to distract her from what she feels. And that's exactly where this hug trick comes in. It's not about grabbing her. It's not about seducing her. It's not about being aggressive. It's about showing her through stillness, awareness, and masculine depth. They are really kind of man who knows how. Slow thrill down that she doesn't to perform, that she doesn't have to pretend theyther. Nervous system can't take a breath around you. Even if she's taken, even if she's unsure, even if she's hiding behind a polite smile, isn't about trying to steal. A woman. It's not about to stress be, about awakening something in her thatch for gut existed. And once you awaken Thattons, you touch that quiet, tenor place in her emotional world. She won't just remember you. She'll feel drawn to you, curious about you even. Haunted by albacores, you hugged her differently. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to do that step by step. Not in a cheesy pickup way, but in a stoic, grounded, deeply human way. A way that honors both you and her. Way that sets you apart. Not just as a man who knows how to touch, but as a mono knows how to reach her. Let's dive. Let's begin with something every high-value man knows, but few dare to wait. Woman doesn't remember the hug itself. She remembers how the hug made her feel. You can create a feeling during a simple embrace, a sense of grounded warmth, mystery, and masculine presence. She won't just remember the hug. She'll remember you. This isn't about seduction. It's about influence. It's about understanding how women store emotions, not logic. And that's what we'll unpack right now. How to use a hug as an emotional blueprint that makes her think about you long after you're gone. 1. The Stoic Hug Principle, Compower. When you hug a woman, especially one who's taken your posture, energy, and presence, speak louder than your words. Low-value man hugs with nervous excitement. He's thinking about the physical contact, maybe even hoping for. But a stoic man, he hugs with calm power. He's present, not pushy. He's not trying to get something from her. Simply living, radiating, grounded. Masculine energy, and that alone is magnetic. When you exude this calm power, she feels ID in her nervous system. It slows her heart rate, triggers oxytocin release, and most importantly, it confuses her expectations. She's used to hugs, binge, or overly eager. But this presence, it lingers too. Timing release, the unexpected. Most people hug too quickly, a brief contact hand pull away. But with that happen, Sean, you pause just a heartbeat longer than expected, not too long. No awkward but intentional. That split second communicates something primal. I'm not afraid of closeness. I'm in control of myself. I'm choosing this moment. The extra second rewires how perceives you. It's not about clinging or dominating. It's about entering. You leave a mark, not with force, but with intention. This small POW is like an underline on a sentence. It makes her mind play themament again and again because it's stewed 3. The subtle sign hack-up psychological trigger. Here's a tricky human. No, a lactory memory. The meredith to smell is the strongest and most emotional form of memory in humans. Yawaint her to subconsciously think Abu too. Invest in a subtle but memorablecent, something clean, masculine. Not overpowering. Combine that with a calm, grounded hug. And her brain starts building a linkween, that scent and that feeling. Next. Time she smells anything similar, even faintly, she'll feel you in the background of her thoughts. Without a light level man, an imprint, not with flashy behavior, but with invisibly influence for the chest-to-cheek contacta. Deep psychological trick when you hug on Gil slightly so her cheek lightly brushes to your chest, especially your heart area best. Physical proximity to the hearts of N symbolic unconscious. It's like a miscend emotional safety. Women are wired to respond to subtle signals of protectiveness and presence. That 1-second contact at the heart level tells her nervous system. This man is safe, warm, confident. Even if she's in a relationship, that moment will carve Asmel emotional doorway in her mind. I've done everything else right. She walk through it mentally over and over again. 5. Your breathing contrails hers. Ever notice how Pio Plemmer body language? It's the same happens with breathing. If you slow your breathing down deep and study during pug, she unconsciously mirrors that rhythm. And when you control a woman's breath, even for a second, you become unforgettable. Because that moment becomes aphysiological anger. To not understand it logically, but emotionally, she felt calmer, safer, more feminine, more connected, and all of that came from you. 6. Don't talk, let's do the work. 5 biggest mistake men make during a hug is talking. Nervous chatter kills energy. Silence, when used with confidence, becomes poor. When you say nothing boutir, fully present, it forces her to feel. Women remember feelings, not facts. The hug end in silence. The soft exhale, love grounded smile, eye contact. Go away slowly. You don't need her validation. You don't need her reaction. Your presence alone was now. That's how you become unforgettable. 7. Make Itra not repetitive. Mystery only works if there's space. If you're constantly giving her access to her energy, hugs become routine. But if you make them rare and always layered with intention, then each one becomes a story, a memory, a craving. So don't always hug. Don't always be available. Instead, let her miss the feeling of your presence. The contrast is what creates psychologicality. That practice the one-hand hold-back technique. Here's a subtle as you on to hug. Place your hand lightly on her upper arm or back, just for a split. Second, like a soft hold. It's not a grip. It's not forceful. It's a signal, a subtle gesture that says, in note of stew, shows intentionality, and it adds texture to the memory again. She may not know what just happened, but she feels it, and later, when she's alone, her mind will wander back. That is, show high value men stay a woman's mind, not by pursuing, but by leaving. Emotional fingertips. Read the situation, then break the pattern. Every woman expects a hug to follow a script. Break that script subtly. Maybe hold her hand for Amaman, B for the hug. Mabel, look into her eyes with stillness before letting in. The tiny breaks from routine Maketh hug. Feels cinematic instead. Ordinary, not about stussing her away from Samayan. It's about reminding her of something real, something rare, something her current situation might not give her. Presence, masculinity, calm energy. 10. After, walk away like a stoic. Don't linger. Don't wait for Ravel after you've hugged her with intangent, silence, and grounded energy. Walk away like a man who has nothing to prove. That final act seals the impression. She watch you walk away and feels something she can't explain. That's when she start to think HOAs, that, what just happened? Why do I feel this way? That's when she think about too long into the night, and again next time you see her. This video made something click inside you. If you'll felt even for a moment that quiet purring, that shift from being passive combing, intentional with how you, me, how you touch, how you show up, then brother, not watching just another video. Waking up, and now the question becomes, what are you going to do with that awareness? Because the hug, that simple moment we all take for granted, is a portal. It's a chance to leave an imprint, to show her something most men even realize they load to offer: presence, grounded energy, restraint, power, without force. And here's the brutal truth. 99% of guys will forget this. The next time she leans in for a hug, they'll freeze up. They'll freeze up, or they'll try to be slick and end up coming off needy, awkward, or forgettable. But you, if you do this right, you won't just hug her, shift her nervous system. You will become the safest danger she's ever, and she'll think about you long after she walks away, even if she goes home to some meals. So, if you're ready to stop buying just another nice guy, women forget this, and you walk away and instead becometh rare kind of man chef feels in her body long after. Then don't just watch videos. No, train, sharpen your energy, learn the emotional language women feel beneath words, and that's what this channel is about. Video here is a weapon, Allison mirror, and a guide. So, Harriswat, you, what heavy mark, hit that subscribe button, not for me, for fourth version of you that refuses to beaverage any more. What heavy chick marked her on the notification bell because Yom not her Ado entertainer to train men to think differently, speak differently, and carry themselves like the rare king world. Is starving for white heavy mark and comment below. Won't be forgotten. If you really absorb today's, listen. If you're ready to leave your imprint, not just on her, but on this world, let me know you're part of this rare tribe. This is Stoic Extreme. Where don't chase, we attract by mastering crystals, where silence eye ladder. Then we talk, where restraint is more seductive than bravado, and where simple hug done right can haunt her dreams. Thanks for watching. Now Gobbly, what you learned. Remember.